On a large scale, success looks like reparations. On
Mm.
a systemic level, on a state level, on a local level, on a global level, right? That's what it looks like, large systemic reparations, in some way, right? And so that's the big one I think of, as well as, and then down to like the individuals, as individuals understanding that we as white people also need to be contributing to paying reparations in some aspect, and looking at like where those reparations goes has to tie, doesn't have to, but can tie into our lineage in some way, our history of colonization and imperialism and harm. So I think that's one way that success looks like. Another one is that the conversations, the conversations are a little, come with a little more ease. I'm not going to say that they're easy, but come with a little more ease. And I think it comes with more people, these conversations being normalized. So talking about whiteness, bringing up racial dynamics, bringing up power in regular meeting spaces and conversations with your family and conversations with your partners, that kind of thing. Is that's, I think, what success looks like. And I think that's where, for it's taken me years within the phase that I'm at in my business. And so it was really thinking about, what do I enjoy? What am I good at? What keeps me out of my inbox? Because I could really do without it. And admin time, those things, I'm all set on those. And so how do I do things that like, that I can, that bring like my skill set to the table and are still doing the same work? And so it was like, okay, yep, of course there's like the training, the educating, and all of that was like, no, I don't think that's my role. That's not what I want to do. And I don't think that's where I'm most helpful. And so that has then come to, then what are those goals? And so that's where I kept trying to switch my business model to, the first goal is reparations. So like the most I can make from any sort of like contribution people give me is 50%. 50% is always going to folks of the global majority. And then there's a cap at how much I allow myself to make. And then everything else goes towards reparations. And then that's why I came to that relationships and commitment, understanding that I can't change anyone's mind. I can't educate anyone's way into, the education is everywhere. The resources are everywhere. That's not the block. That's not why white supremacy is still thriving, right? And so realizing that same like relation of influence and being like, yep, sure, I can sit here all day and continue to work in my circles, but how do we get white folks in different circles working in their circles of influence, right? Being able to have these conversations. And that's why I really wanted to create a space where relationships and commitment can grow. And so then there's a support system for white folks to come back to as we start to branch out and have these conversations with our relatives and with our families and with our work and with the structures that we're a part of. And so I think, gosh, I don't even remember what your question was, but I think that was like the,
What does
that's
success
how
look